All right, Senior Home Business Family, Matt Stafford here again on the street, talking to people about assisted living, talking to people just anything pertaining to seniors, asking them questions. What does those two terms mean to them? What's been their experience? If they've had an opportunity to have mom or dad go into a community, maybe they have a friend, things they've heard about assisted living. So we're gonna get to it. Here's some stories that are coming up. I own senior home business.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
What
so
is it?
it's we help seniors get placed in different communities, and we also got a coaching business.
Oh, okay.
So we're just out talking to people, asking about senior living, what you think about
Okay.
it. So
It's way overpriced.
yeah,
We just put my mother-in-law in a memory care, and she was there 2 weeks, and they raised her rent $450
and why did they raise it
annual raise.
in the first
So,
2 weeks?
well, so we just got the letter, so in January it'll take effect. But she moved in 3 weeks ago now, so that was a little shocker.
Yeah. Did you place her somewhere local here?
No, she was from Ventura, so we moved her back to Ventura. Yeah.
And how long were you looking for assisted living or memory care
Uh,
before you placed her?
Seriously looking, probably a couple months. You know, she's from Ventura. She's got family still down there, so we're the only family here. So that's why we didn't place her here.
And what did you like about that community, say, versus somewhere else?
Um, Honestly, that was the one that had the opening the soonest. It was our second choice. The first choice was going to be months from now, so we opted not to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
yeah.
I really appreciate
No
it.
problem.
You have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye. All right, man. So yeah, whether it's memory care or assisted living, it's expensive, and the rates can get raised. Like in her situation, the first 2 weeks, the rent gets raised like $450. All they gotta do is give you a notice. Sometimes it's in your contract. That's where you want to read this at. It could be they can give you a 30-day notice, 60-day notice, whatever it may be. That seems atypical of a community just giving you a 2 weeks you're there, you get raised on your rent. That's usually not the way it's not the way it usually goes. So you want to make sure that you read the contract, but they can give you a 30, 60-day notice and raise the rents whenever they want to. Well, yeah, when you think of assisted living, what do you think about?
Older people living in kind of an apartment type building, and people that work there and help them do light duty things.
It's good. Do you know anybody, maybe in your family or friends, that's ever placed their mom or dad in an assisted living community?
Well, my aunt, but she lives in Illinois, but she lives in one. She lives in one.
Oh, she lives in one right now? Okay. What does she tell you about it? Does she tell you about how she likes it?
Well, I think she did like it. Now she's getting to be more convalescent type. So I think she's kind of lonely because she's in a room, she's in a room, just a small room. And I think she gets really lonely.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What can we do, you think, in terms of seniors that are feeling alone or separated from families to kind of help them out, you think?
Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
The place that she lives is really nice, and they have activities. You know, a lot of activities, but it's just her mobility isn't that great. So maybe just more, maybe more volunteers to
That's
go
good.
in and help, or I don't know.
No,
They have, like, that dog that comes.
yeah, pet therapy and volunteers.
Yeah.
I see that a lot with communities, and when I have had the opportunity to see that, this seems like the eyes of the seniors just get real big. They have big smiles on their face. So if we got more of those, more volunteers or pet therapy or something like that would be great. So, yeah, thank you so much. What's your name?
Gina.
Gina, thank you again so much for talking with us. Have a great day, Gina. Yeah, pet therapy, volunteers, man. I like that kind of stuff. Anytime I go into a community and they have a dog there, and it could be an official capacity of pet therapy, or it could be seniors are just permitted to have a dog or a cat in their room. And that always just brightens their day. I mean, it makes it more at home, right? It's just when you don't have the things that you're used to, maybe they're used to having a dog all their life, and then they get to a senior living community and they're not able to have one. Oh, that's going to hurt, man. That's going to make you feel like, well, man, I'm being robbed of something that I always enjoyed all my life. So you want to, maybe that's one of the things you want to look at in a community. Are they pet friendly? Do they allow dogs? Do they allow cats? And if they do allow animals, there's going to be some stipulation to it, meaning the animals are going to have to be vaccinated. The animals are going to have to be friendly. And typically, it's going to have to be incumbent upon the resident to take care of the animal. If you can't do those three things, typically, it's not going to happen. But if you can, a lot of communities are pet friendly. So, man, knock it out. Yeah, my name is Matt.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Nice to meet you, Kelly. I own Senior Home Business.
Okay.
So, when you think about assisted living, what comes to your mind?
Old people who need help.
Yeah. Do you know anybody, maybe in your family or friends, that ever placed anybody in a community?
Yes. So my grandma used to live in the one right down here on the corner. But she died, passed away. So, but it was a really nice place, just very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you like about it?
I liked that I felt like she was safe. I liked that they fed her and they were kind of, there in case of an emergency. It just was very expensive.
Yeah. And when you say expensive, give me a ballpark.
Well, maybe in this, today's day and age, but it was about $3,500 a month. So just a lot. Yeah.
Whether it's $2,000, 10 grand, it's still, I mean,
expensive.
it's a lot. And
Yeah.
I know there's a lot that goes into it with the care and the food and all, but for the average person, it gets to be a lot.
I mean, I guess if you break it down, it's not as bad. It's just a lot when you have an older person or, if they don't have a family that they can live with or that can do full-time care for them, and I am sure it's even more expensive if it's full-time care. So,
Yeah. Well, one last thing. What would you say to somebody that's considering assisted living? What's one advice you would give to them?
I don't know. I mean, we checked out a couple. They all seemed kind of pretty good. My husband is a family doctor in town, and he has a lady who has a different assisted livings, like in the area where they're home health, where it's more of a home, and then she has older people who need assistance living in there, and it seems to be about the same price. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I would just suggest, do you want a bigger community or do you want something a little bit more smaller, more home felt? I don't, I'm not really sure. So
It's all right.
yeah.
Kelly, thank you. It's a pleasure talking with you. Thank you
nice
so
to meet
much.
you.
You have a
Okay.
good day.
Bye.
Yeah. So again, there's the price factor. It's expensive, and that's relative with people. It could be $2,000 or 10 grand, but you really need to do your homework in terms of looking into these communities because they do vary on their price point, and some of them you have a community fee, and some of them you won't. If you get into a smaller community like we just talked to with Kelly, oftentimes they don't have a community fee. Now some of them do, but a lot of them don't. And so you want to look at that as well. And so, so everything about the community, everything from the food to the care, to the other residents being there. When you walk into the community, get the vibe, get the smell. I mean, is it a place where you feel like it's home, or mom would consider this being home? If it is, give it a try. My name is Matt. I work with Senior Home Business.
Okay.
And so we're just talking to people about assisted living.
Okay.
So when you think of those two words, assisted living, what comes to your mind?
Elderly?
Yeah. Do you have anybody in your family or friends that have ever been in a community, or a senior living community before?
Yes, my dad. But I don't know if it was, no, it was more of a convalescent.
Okay.
Yeah. My aunt and uncle, though. My aunt and uncle up in Sacramento.
Are they in one right now or have been?
They have been in like Roseville, California.
Okay. What was their experience like? Was it good, bad, or what?
I think it was good, and it helped them stay together at first. And they did have where my uncle got dementia, so they were still in the same place, but then he got moved to the dementia area, and they did have to separate during that time. And later on, my aunt moved to the same area, and the thing that they can't stay together once they have dementia because they can wake up and not recognize who that person is
True.
next to them. So, but they were in the same Bay area. So that was
nice.
kind of nice. And they were married 71 years.
Only 71 years. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they had been together forever. You know what I mean? So
that's sweet.
And their sons knew it was getting time because they were the medications. It's the medications, taking them on time and the right ones. And so it just made it easier. So they had someone who helped them take their meds on time and not mix them up. And that's the part that was probably the best, that they were not having to worry about those things. They were taking everything.
Well, one last question. When they were separated in the community, did they get charged for 2 separate places, or they get them a deal?
I do not know that question.
I hope they gave them a deal.
Yeah, I hope they gave him a deal too. I don't know that.
I'm sorry you have to split, but you have to pay full rent. I hope that wasn't. Usually, when you stay in the same apartment, they'll give full rent for one person, and then pay maybe like $1,000 extra for the second person.
Okay.
But then I don't know what happens when they move them to another part of the community. Yeah.
That one. That's a good question. And they did have a lot of activities, and they did even, have like some acting they could do. They did like crafts. They seemed to keep them active, doing things. Their brain and their bodies and stuff. So it looks like they had a really good experience. They had a monthly newsletter that I got to see. They had an interview with my uncle and stuff like that. So so it seemed like it was a nice place for them.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Another person having experience with assisted living, memory care, and when she was talking about far as the couple being together, and then one veered off with cognitive decline, memory care, and he had to move over to the other side of the community. In some cases, I have seen actually a couple times where a community will just offset the expense and won't charge the full rate for the second apartment. But I guess in theory they could. So you just want to be careful. Again, do your research. If you have a couple going into a room, whether it be mom or dad, grandma and grandpa, and one is getting to the point of experiencing cognitive decline, you have to ask yourself, well, how long can he stay in this room on the assisted living side? So you want to have that conversation with the community and get that all in writing, because last thing you want to do is get last minute somebody spurs on you, hey, dad's got to move to memory care and it's going to be an additional $5,000 a month, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Then you're going to end up having to move mom and dad and start the process all over. So that's the importance of having a local senior placement agent that can actually ask those questions, walk you through the process, give you peace of mind, and know that, hey, what you're getting is what you're getting. So yeah, do that. So if you don't have a good senior placement agent in your area, contact us, Senior Home Business. Go to our website, seniorhomebusiness.com, and we'll help you out. We've got students in 35 different states across the country, or if you're in my area, in the Fresno, Clovis, California area, I can help you out personally. All right, there you go, Senior Home Business on the Street, talking to people about assisted living. Today we dove into the area of memory care. It's so exciting to talk to people on the street, getting just a word from their heart, right? And these people we talked to today, they have loved ones in communities, and they have different experiences, right? And so you want to learn from not only our channel, but doing your own research, or man, if your mom or dad is in need of assisted living or memory care, contact a local senior placement agent. If you don't know one, go to seniorhomebusiness.com. Look us up. We have students in 35 different states across the country, or if you're in the Fresno, Clovis, California area, I can help you out personally, but you've got to do your research. And I just enjoy talking to people on the street. It's amazing. I can't wait to do it next time.